Support for exploring the American spirit is provided by Sassy Shears, Riverside Salon, Spa, and Boutique, where clients can spend an hour or an entire day. Hair, nails, skincare, and massage for adults and children. More online at sassyshears.com.
Hello, I'm Mary Parks. American spirit. Say those words and many images come to mind. You may think of heroic acts in times of tragedy, a person or an entire family that overcomes adversity. In reality, selfless acts by ordinary individuals that help others take place every day in every part of our country. They aren't likely to make the headlines, but their impact is just as real, and the effect on our communities is just as powerful. At Exploring the American Spirit, we're going to take a look at some of the phenomenal accomplishments done by people who saw a need and found a way to meet it. I'll be your guide on this incredible journey, so pull up your chair and relax as we explore the American spirit.
This is Loma Linda University Medical Center and Children's Hospital, located 60 miles east of Los Angeles. A place where young people are often brought for treatment of life-threatening illnesses. But today, it's about a celebration. You might say it's an early Christmas. Retired Riverside County Sheriff's Deputy Garland Corky Bell is leading a group of caring volunteers, mostly members of law enforcement, who've arrived to deliver gifts and lift a few spirits. They are part of a nonprofit known as the Debbie Chisholm Memorial Foundation, DCMF. Founded in honor of young Debbie Chisholm, a deputy's daughter who succumbed to cancer in 1994.
My name's Kylie Coogan. I am a board member of the Debbie Chisholm Memorial Foundation. We're going to go up and you're going to see approximately 24 kids with different kinds of cancers and different stages of their treatment.
And I see you on Facebook all the time because we're Facebook friends.
We are.
And you're always posting words of encouragement for these young people, young patients. Does that help as well? Is that part of the healing and the therapy for them and you?
Absolutely, and I firmly believe Facebook is an amazing tool if used in a positive way. And I want people to know these kids are here. They don't get a lot of visitors. They don't. People start coming after months and months of treatment. So I want people to know they're here and want them to care about them as much as I do.
DCMF is the only charity that visits Loma Linda's pediatric oncology unit regularly. They always arrive bearing gifts, and a lot of them.
My name is Michelle McMahon, and I got involved with the Debbie Chisholm Memorial Foundation through Kylie Coogan. She's just a little dynamo about getting people involved and helping in the community. I enjoy very much getting to know the families, the kids. We had a distant family member that also went through the cancer program here at Loma Linda and got to know a little bit more about how the program works. It's a huge blessing just to come and see the smiles on their faces.
Michelle McMahon also happens to be married to the sheriff of San Bernardino County. These volunteers are all ages, wear different uniforms, like Girl Scout Hannah Kennedy.
I'm Hannah Kennedy, and I'm 14, and this year for my cookie sale, I sold cookies and I asked people to donate them so I could bring cookies here and donate them to the children.
Wow, and tell me what you've got here, though. I see a lot of Thin Mints.
Yeah, we have one of each box in a bag that we're going to give to each kid. Yeah.
That's a lot of cookies you must have sold.
Yeah, it was a lot this year.
This is Hannah's mom, also in uniform.
My name is Amy Kennedy. I'm a Deputy Sheriff of San Bernardino County Sheriffs, and I got involved with Debbie Chisholm Memorial several years ago when I just wanted to find a way to give back to kids. And I've been coming ever since, and we come about every other month and have been able to give gifts to kids, and now I'm able to bring my daughter too.
Okay. You know, a lot of folks have the belief that we all know someone with cancer or who's been affected by cancer. Tell me your thoughts on that.
I think that once you become aware of it, everybody does know somebody with cancer, but it becomes very different when you go inside and it becomes more real, and then you follow these kids and you see what they go through, and you talk to the parents. It becomes a very different situation than just simply knowing somebody randomly.
As the deputies and their team load up the hospital carts with presents, you can't help but think young Debbie Chisholm is smiling from above at the goodness about to occur. This auburn-haired angel is the reason more than 400 sick or severely abused children have had their fondest wishes granted. Corky Bell and Theron Reed, both retired law enforcement officers, have built a team that worked tirelessly at arranging everything from gifts to trips to celebrity visits for children in need. Debbie's wish was the first that Bell made happen, a promise to her father, also a deputy.
Fred and I were on the board of directors for the Riverside County Sheriff's Department for their association. Fred came to me and told me that his daughter, Debbie, was dying from brain cancer. She only had days left to live, and asked if I would grant a wish for her. Well, I had never granted a wish in my life, and she wanted to see a movie called Beethoven II, which had not been released in theaters yet. I mean, not released to the public. It was in theaters. So we contacted the studio, got a copy of the film, took it and to her home. Debbie was able to see it over about a 3 or 4 day period, and she passed away shortly after that. And then after her service and her burial, Fred came back to me and asked if we could do something in her honor. And so we started the Debbie Chisholm Memorial Foundation. So now, 20 years later, 407 wishes we've granted. We've helped over 3,000 kids at the pediatric ICU and Loma Linda Cancer Unit.
Retired Santa Ana Police Sergeant Theron Reed met Corky Bell as a wish was being granted for his own son, Christopher, who suffered from a brain tumor.
At the time my son passed away, my daughter was 7 years old. My daughter's now 26 and also a board member of this foundation as well. So we now have my wife, myself, and my daughter, in memory of my son, working for Corky and his foundation, granting wishes to kids. The same thing he did for our son, we do for others.
Inside what's known as 4800, you have to wear a gown and wash your hands so as not to spread germs.
You got a very special blanket and a very special cake just for you.
Little Natalie is overwhelmed with all the colorful presents.
So I'm Kylie Coogan. I'm the Debbie Chisholm Memorial Foundation. We brought you gifts. You want to see what we brought you? All right, let me tell you. Look at this. Did you want this?
Gabriel is 20 years old and very appreciative of the beanie, pillows, and a PlayStation full of new games. But the giving wasn't over.
There's one of each flavor in there.
Ooh.
PlayStation and cookies.
Wow.
Perfect.
This is Abigail, a beautiful soul with a heart of gold. She's struggling internally with a cancer that's invaded her neck area, but her spirit and smile remain priceless.
Let me get my old body down here and...
Ready?
Last time I saw you, you were getting ready to go to Disneyland.
These are from the first annual Cars and Stars Benefit Car Show, which benefited the Sheriff's Employee Assistance Team and Debbie Chisholm Foundation. So awesome. It was the 4th of April, and we were able to raise about $10,000 for the organizations.
The visits are a shopping spree for kids fighting cancer.
A little kitten that is sewn and stitched.
Handmade? Wow.
Yeah, all handmade. There's also a blanket, and I believe there's a beanie somewhere in here. I couldn't tell you where, but there's a beanie in there too.
And who does these? Someone just
yeah, there's a family. 3 ladies, they hand make them. Yeah, in their own time for all the kids. And they come in a bag with their name on it, already prepared for them.
How special is that?
It's awesome. It's quite fantastic that there's so many people out there that are willing to help the children they don't even know.
And this is Camilla. She's 2.5 and thrilled at her baby doll gifts. Volunteers head into the room of Alan, a smiling special needs patient battling cancer. During our visit, Alan was celebrating his 10th birthday, so gifts and a song were just what the doctor ordered.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alan. Happy birthday to you. Yay!
My name is James Ball. I'm a child life specialist for Unit 4800. Every couple of months, our police officer friends come in and bring presents to our kids in the hospital, no matter why they're here. What the benefit of them coming in is our children get to find out that police officers are positive people. They're on their side. Not every child always has that view of police officers based on where they may come from. So this is a great opportunity to find out that police officers are our friends.
And who doesn't like presents?
Everybody loves presents. Everybody, that's universal. Every kid, no matter if they're a baby, toddler, or teenager, wants a present. And it's a great way to get a visitor too.
Hey Daniel. Hi. How are you? Hey little man, how you doing?
Good. Daniel and brother Moses absolutely love anything Batman.
My name is Julie Arivalo. My son's been battling cancer for 5 years. And this is so awesome. It just brings him so much joy. And it takes his mind off the chemotherapy, what he's going through, and just knowing that so many people love him. It makes him so happy.
And I noticed too, they brought presents for his brother Moses.
Yes, that is also amazing. Because little boys can get jealous or feel like they're not getting attention. So it's just perfect that they include the whole entire family.
Okay, who loves Batman? Is that your favorite? Cool. All-time favorite?
I like Robin.
You guys are going to have fun for quite a while, I think.
Yep.
Danny, Moses, this is my friend Batman.
Hey, how you doing? Iron Man, I've met him a few times.
You got a shape.
I know, it's been a rough night.
Word of the Caped Crusaders' visit reached San Bernardino County Sheriff John McMahon, a longtime advocate of the foundation.
They can give of their time, obviously. They're there on their own time. They're wearing their uniforms, but I think that sends an important message to those youngsters that are in the hospital. For our deputies to show up in uniform and represent the department, I think sends a really important message. But they can also donate through payroll deduction or a variety of other ways financially to the foundation if they would like.
Debbie Chisholm Memorial Foundation is the only law enforcement-funded, wish-granting agency of its kind in the entire nation, a true example of the generosity of the American spirit in action.
How important do you think getting that message out there can be to Americans, given the current state of affairs across the country with law enforcement getting such a bad rap day after day?
I think it's incredibly important. It's important even before the times that we're in today. Relationships with the communities we serve is incredibly important for our overall success. In our organization, we work very hard to build strong relationships with all the communities that we serve. But this is really important. Our deputy sheriffs get such a sense of satisfaction from visiting these sick children. They just tell incredible stories about the impact that they've made in those young ones' lives. And there's story after story after story. And when I had the opportunity to visit with that young lady in Joshua Tree, her medical condition is just incredible. And for her to see the smile on her face when deputy sheriffs from the Morongo station showed up and firemen and CHP officers with just armloads of presents and helping them carry them into the house for her, just made an incredible difference in her life. She got to go to Disneyland as a result of that. She took the time to give every single one of us a hug and say thank you. And the condition that she's in physically is significant. And she may not ever recover from this. But that really drives the point home, and this is what we do for a living. We have a passion to make a difference. We really enjoy interacting with the communities we serve, and especially those that are underprivileged or have medical conditions that they can't compete or participate with other kids. This is a great opportunity for us to give back.
Get a mask, get your mask on. As soon as you get a mask, come right over here in front of the bus. Let's get ready to go to Disneyland. Let's roll. Mickey's waiting.
Mickey, as in Mickey Mouse and Disneyland. Yes, the foundation is treating 40 young people to a day at the happiest place on earth.
My name is Derek, and I work at Rancho Domicitas. It's a group home for abused and neglected children, and our purpose here is to heal, thrive, and transition our kids back into normalcy. We have a great group of therapists and staff on board to be able to help heal our children.
Volunteers passed out bedazzled masks because faces can't be photographed or shown on TV. Even so, the children were all too eager to talk about the day ahead.
I don't know, I'm like really excited because last time I went, like, it was like really fun. I never been on any of the rides, and I just like, yeah.
Well, I mean, I know I'm an adult, but I love Cinderella's Castle, and I love the Peter Pan ride. What about you?
I like it too.
And the food?
Oh my God, the food is good. Really good.
Okay, so when I first get there, I always have to get a corn dog on Main Street. What about you?
I gotta get pizza because it's like my favorite, and they like make really good pizza there too.
Those are some really cool looking cards. Tell me about them.
They're actually thank you cards that the kids made for Corky Bell for letting them go to Disneyland, and some of them say, thank you for letting me go. This is my first time in my life. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for everything. So excited for letting me go to Disneyland. It's my first time. Thank you so much for letting me go. I'm excited for going. I just want to start off by saying thank you. I'm so thankful for everything. I'm sure this is going to be the best experience of my life, and it's all because of you. So thank you for making my dreams come true.
One by one, they all board the bus, headed to a place where wishes really do come true. Debbie Chisholm's death was tragic, but her legacy lives on. It's another day for the mother-daughter team of Lori and Shira to spread warmth, kindness, and love to pets of the homeless across Southern California.
I was just thinking, well, these people are homeless, and even though the dogs have owners, they're still homeless too. So if we're helping homeless people with homeless dogs without owners, like we should really help the homeless dogs with owners too. So we started going out with like water, like little things like that in the back of my mom's car, and it just like kind of spiraled out of control in like a very good way.
The duo travels anywhere from 15 to 75 miles a day as they seek out those in need. Their car is a traveling store of critical pet supplies and often human supplies too.
We have some ice cold waters. We keep some of them frozen so that the rest of them stay cold. We have dog bowls, treats, lots of treats, all donated. Dog food, cat food. We have water so that we can give the dogs water when we're out here. There's blankets and towels and toilet paper for the people, and of course bags to put everything in.
And who pays for all this?
We don't pay for any of it unless we get monetary donations. So all of this stuff was either donated or bought with donation money.
You know, when we started doing this, honestly, we just thought we were just kind of going to help out a few dogs. You know, I had no idea how many people were out here with pets. I had not a clue. I'd never been to the river bottom. I'd never even come here to see, you know, how many homeless people are actually in the city because we hide them. You know, they're kind of like our dirty little secret here in Riverside. And when we're having the Festival of Lights, we make them all go away. And so I spent a lot of time not realizing that they were here. And then as I'm here, the longer I'm out, the more I find, the more I see, whether they're living in cars or living in camps or living in alleyways or living in doorsteps, they're here. And they're not going to get rid of their animals. And so my goal is to one day not be needed to spay and neuter anymore out here and be able to take that money and provide vet care for the pets instead of using it all for spaying and neutering in the motel rooms. But for right now, as long as there's a need for spaying and neutering, I'm just going to keep doing that.
It started in March 2012 with daughter Shira's concern for the street animals, so often seen as companions to homeless individuals. Seeing a problem and wanting to help is a common characteristic of those who exemplify an American spirit.
We're gonna get homeless people and non-homeless people that just don't like what we're doing. Some people say we're enabling them, but the bottom line is that you can't enable the dogs. The dogs don't choose to be out here, and if our main focus is on the dogs and helping them just like live a good life, it doesn't matter that these people are homeless. They're owners to these animals, and most of the time they spend like 24 hours with these people, and it's way better than people who go to work for 8 hours and just like leave their dogs in the backyard and stuff like that. They have constant companionship, and they're way more well behaved than my dogs.
Often, it starts with one or two people who have an idea. In Lori and Shira's case, it was a simple Facebook post that inspired others to support their efforts, and taking it to the streets with Lori and Shira was formed. It's a 501c3, a charitable organization.
We're literally taking things to the streets.
From humble beginnings, distributing water, pet food, and the occasional fleece blanket, the women expanded their mission to include spay and neuter services with the help of donations and grants. There's no accurate count of how many pets belong to homeless individuals, but the National Coalition for the Homeless says that of the 3.5 million homeless in America, roughly 10% have dogs or cats. In some areas, that number is as high as 24%. And that includes people like Cherie and her Chihuahua Terrier mix, Angel. Both are homeless and cancer survivors.
When I first got her, I got her from another homeless person, and she had a tumor. And through her foundation, they got her well and everything. And she's cancer-free now. All right, well, I'll call you. She's my best friend.
Okay. Cancer-free and a good companion.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love her to death, too.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Thank you.
And what's her name?
Angel. She saved me, and I saved her.
You know where else? Together, they live in a small truck, surviving on the kindness of people like Lori and Shira.
She hides food all over this truck, like, you know, dogs dig in the dirt. She hides it here and everywhere.
She's got a nice sweater on today.
Yeah, that's from Lori. Without Lori, we wouldn't have much.
The reasons for keeping a pet when you have no shelter for yourself are varied, but Lori and Shira point to some obvious conclusions. Pets are non-judgmental. They provide comfort and an emotional bond of loyalty. In some cases, they provide their owners with protection and keep them warm. We met Sue and her dog Princess on a chilly winter morning after Lori and Shira handed out blankets and food.
Oh my goodness, she is absolutely wonderful. Without her, I wouldn't have my dogs or my protection. She's been with me from the very beginning when she had puppies. I was in hospital. She's rescued them from the pound. I wouldn't have them if she wasn't in part of my life. I went indoors. I had some bad roommates. They poisoned my dog. She was there when I couldn't even think. I was trying to bury him. She had him cremated. Without her, my dogs wouldn't be shot, tagged, chipped, all of that.
And this is your home.
This is my home, yes, this is my home. And it hasn't always been. It took me 2 years in a tent to be able to afford this and get it running so that we have a mobile home, if you will.
Lori appreciates how much these animals mean to their owners. The unconditional love and acceptance these pets give may be the only positive influence their owners receive. Which is perhaps why Lori and Shira searched for a week until they caught up with a woman known on the streets as Murphy. Her dog had died suddenly. The mother-daughter team had a photo blanket for Murphy, a keepsake, to remind her of the loyal companion she'd lost.
You know I love you, Murphy. You know I love you.
Whether homeless because of addiction, mental illness, or a series of bad choices, Lori and Shira understand the limits of the help they can provide. What do you get back from all of this?
I don't know. You've been here all day. I mean, you just feel it. I don't know. There's no words for it. It's just what you feel being here. It makes me want to cry, but it's just to be with these animals and see the joy that they get when we're here, and the people appreciate that we're here. And
everyone knows you by your first name, and I see hugs and thank you and I love you, Lori.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. I mean, the first 6 months I was out here, it was a little scary because I would pull up and ask if somebody was at a camp, and they were like, no, or who are you? But now that people know me, I have people, sometimes I'll be driving around somewhere and I'm out of my car and somebody will say, are you the dog lady, or are you the vet, or are you the, well, you know, they call me different things, and I say yes. And I've had total strangers come up to me asking for help, and I get my phone rings all the time now from people. Yeah, people are asking me. That's why we've spayed and neutered so many pets, because my phone just keeps ringing and ringing and ringing. So,
focusing on helping, not judging, is typical of those individuals we see with the American spirit.
Thank you for listening. Oh, you know, I was a real person. I had a real life. I had a husband, a home. We had a business, a job. I was an accountant, and I lost my husband, and I lost my mind. I gave up hope, and we ended up here. And it could happen to anybody, but I'm not going to be that victim. I'm going to keep pushing forward, and with people like you guys and Lori in my corner, I feel like I can do that. And it's very hard too. Also, I want to share that, you know, people do look down upon homeless people, and it really feels, it's hurtful. It's hurtful inside. It makes you want to cry when people dismiss you like you're a piece of garbage. And we're not. Anybody can be here, and that's real.
The dignity and respect the homeless receive from Lori and Shira, even for a brief few moments, can make all the difference for them. In many ways, it seems so fundamental. If a few people start to help, the effort will grow, and the resolve to continue the effort gets stronger. It's the American spirit. We hope you felt the time you invested in watching today's story was worthwhile. It's a privilege for us to bring you these examples of the American spirit. Some will touch and inspire you more than others, but they all in their own way contribute to the fiber and well-being of our communities. We are humbled by the people we meet and are always amazed at what they can accomplish, often by mere grit, determination, and perseverance. That's the American spirit. Join us next time for another stop on our journey exploring the American spirit. I'm Mary Parks.